everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing a review on one fragrance and it's called Rose All Dae by Gallagher Perfumes. So this one has notes of apple crisp, plum, dark rose, brown sugar, tonka bean and stainless steel. Now that's a strange one, isn't it? Stainless steel. What does that even smell like? So I'm imagining something cold and metallic, like smelling maybe pennies. But let's get to how it smells. So I sprayed it earlier, about an hour ago. So I'm going to do one refresher spray on the back of my hand, just to remind myself. Now, when you first spray this, it is super strong. It is so strong. And it does smell plummy. It smells like a plummy rose, kind of a plummy rose liqueur. It definitely smells like a liqueur or a brandy that's flavoured with rose and plum. But you also smell apple. Now the apple is called apple crisp on the notes. However, to me I get stewed apple with sugar and spices. So picture the insides of an apple pie that's had loads of spices added to it. Cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg. It's really spicy and rich, sweet apple pie filling, and on the side you have a glass of port or brandy, very plummy, rosy, brandy-like drink. And there's some kind of sharp element in here, which may be what the stainless steel thing's all about. I can kind of imagine where the stainless steel note is coming from when I smell it. It's not a mega super smooth fragrance. It is pretty smooth, but there is this one sharp element that I can't quite pinpoint, and all I can think of is this what the stainless steel is? Is that what they're going for? Is that the sharp element? But I'm not sure. To me it smells more like it's a sharp spice, but my nose can't pick apart things that well. So I'm picturing in my head the way this smells right away is a apple pie filling with loads of spices, and it's really warm. It's hot. It's been baked in the oven. It's been stewed and then baked as well. And you have this alcoholic brandy on the side. Or it could even be like a brandy sauce that's been poured over it. Sort of something that's been condensed, you know, like reduced so that it's super rich. There's barely any water content in there at all. It's just so rich. That's what I get from the opening of the fragrance. Now, what do I get later on? Now, later on, it calms down. So it's really strong. 2 sprays I wore here, and about half an hour later, I was in the car with Dan, and he said, wow, that fragrance is really strong. Like, it's all I can smell. And I'd only done 2 little sprays. So it is extremely strong, certainly for that first hour. It does mellow. It doesn't change massively, but I don't get that sharp note anymore. Maybe a little bit, but it's much more subtle. It's not so rich and appley now. It's more about rose and plum, and there's kind of like a general stewed red fruits feel here. It also reminds me a little bit of mulled wine. Very rich, warm, and a bit spicy. And almost like it's been lightened up with a little bit of citruses as well. So it's not completely heavy and rich. So that's what I'm getting from it now that I've been wearing it over an hour on my wrist. But I have to say, by having just resprayed it on my hand, it's kind of overtaking the whole room, and it's difficult now for me to smell the dry down on my wrist because all I'm smelling is the freshly sprayed stuff. So let's try one more time. There is a note in here that is a little bit like marzipan, which I really like. And I'm guessing that's coming from the tonka bean, because tonka can smell somewhat like marzipan or almonds. And I definitely get that in here. Particularly once you've let it dry down a little bit, it does have a hint of marzipan, which is really nice. The only thing I need to do now is see how it goes for the next few hours and see how the longevity is, and then I'll come back to you with my final thoughts. So here's my final thoughts on Rose All Dae. I thought I'd display it for you in my favourite book, which is called Cat Witch. The illustrations are just gorgeous, so I thought it looked rather lovely amongst the unicorns and the cat witch and the butterflies. So my final thoughts on Rose All Dae. I guess the opening is very, very loud. Almost could be cloying. You'd really only want to wear it on a really cold day. That's how I feel. It feels very Christmassy because it's so spicy. I actually love this one more once it's had a good couple of hours to dry down. Then it really mellows out and becomes quite smooth and delicious. I love how there's a touch of marzipan that I think is coming from the tonka bean, and I love the combination of the rose and the fruits. I think in the opening it's maybe just a touch too on the fruity liqueur side for my taste, for me to truly love the opening, but that alcoholic kind of brandy feel does calm down significantly once you've had it on your skin for over an hour. So I really do enjoy this fragrance, but I would say I love the dry down more than the opening. Some people will prefer the loud opening more than the dry down, but overall I think it is an excellent fragrance. It does change a little bit on your skin so that you don't get too bored of it, and the longevity is very good. I get 8 to 10 hours, and it's actually projecting right up past the 6 hour mark. Although the projection is beastly for the first hour or two, it definitely calms down after that. Really nice and a very different perfume. If you're looking for something that's slightly different to everything out there, something with a Christmassy holiday kind of feel to it, then definitely consider Rose All Dae. And I don't think you are going to be dissatisfied with the quality and the performance. A really nice fragrance and a great one to reach for, probably on occasions rather than an everyday fragrance. That's my thoughts on it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you like my pictures in this book here, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.